Ladies and gentlemen, let's just say for all intents and purposes, you're walking home from the bakery or some undisclosed location that you don't want your wife to know about that you're calling the bakery, whatever. You're walking home from this undisclosed location and somebody attacks you from behind and you fall and you hit the ground. The guy gets on top of you, screams, "Where's your wallet?" and starts beating you, and you duck out of the way of his punches. You struggle for a little bit. You kick him out of the way. He pulls out a knife. You pull out a gun that you have a license for, and you shoot the guy, and he dies. He is no more. He ceases to be. Should you be charged with murder for that incident, for defending yourself or protecting your own life? You're asleep in your own home, snug as a bug in a rug in your nice cozy bed, or on the couch if you're in a fight with the wife, or maybe you're sleeping on the floor if your wife really hates you. Don't care. You really shouldn't care. You know why you shouldn't care? Because some guy just kicked your door down. And all you see are two white eyes checking out the scene, seeing what he can steal, seeing if there's anybody that he should kill. But he's not going to be looking around for much longer. You know why? You have a gun and you just shot him and he's dead. Should you be charged with murder for protecting your life and the lives of your family and your property? This guy, that's not his house. I mean, you can assume that he didn't just lose the keys. That's a pretty awful way to make an entrance, right? Not his property, not his right. You shot him. You see, some people, especially since the Trayvon Martin case, are starting to think that we need to revamp the Castle Doctrine. We need to revamp the Stand Your Ground law or repeal it completely because it leads to too much aggressive violence and it leads to things like the Trayvon Martin shooting. You know what leads to things like the Trayvon Martin shooting? Stupidity. Idiots. These things happen. I really hate to put such a basic one-liner on this entire thing, but this is what it is. Shit happens in this country, and we need to figure out a way to deal with it without calling for revamping all of our already existing laws. Why should we not have the right to defend ourselves when somebody is trying to kill us? Why should we not have the right to take out a gun and shoot somebody that's trying to shoot us, or trying to kill us, or trying to harm us, or trying to maim us, or trying to steal our things, or trying to steal what we worked for, trying to invade our property? Why should we not have the right to defend ourselves from that? All because Trayvon Martin died? These things happen every single day in this country. You have just not been allowing yourself to see them because you have gotten yourself so worked up over the Trayvon Martin case. I am under the impression that if more people had weapons, if more people had guns and knew how to use them and had licenses for them and used them for good purposes to protect themselves and the lives of their family and their property, if they use them for those purposes, it could happen. Imagine. There would be less crime in this country. Here's a town. Here's a sign for a town. Let's just call it Johnville for all intents and purposes. Let's just call it Johnville. On the sign, the welcome sign, it says, "Welcome to Johnville. All citizens are armed and dangerous." And you walk into the bank. Sure enough, everybody has a gun in a holster. Well, everybody that's old enough to legally own one, everybody has a gun in a holster. You walk into a restaurant, everybody has a gun in a holster. You walk into a public place, everybody has a gun and a holster, and they are ready and willing to use these guns if somebody wants to take their lives, if somebody wants to commit a crime against them and that town and their property. Do you really think a bank robber is going to make that town high on his list of places to commit crimes at? Do you really think a robber's going to want to go in there and say, "Everybody, hands up now"? No, you know why? He's going to get killed, and for good reason. We shouldn't be revamping gun laws just because these things happen. It is ridiculous. Completely and utterly ridiculous. I am not for a lawless, permissive society, but I am all in favor of a society that has the right to protect their own lives, and to protect the lives of those around them. And if that's with the guns, so be it. Because as it turns out, a lot of idiots have guns in this country, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of idiots have guns in their country. Trayvon Martin was killed by an idiot with a gun. Just like in the next 30 seconds, somebody is going to be killed with an idiot with a gun. But you know what? If the guy that's about to be killed by an idiot with a gun had a gun to protect himself, you know what? He might actually have a puncher's chance to fight back and defend himself and take another idiot criminal off the street. How can you disagree with that? I don't see how anybody can disagree with that. And it sucks that this case has been sensationalized so heavily, and that's proselytized people into thinking that it's the gun that's the problem. It's not the gun. It's the idiot with the gun. Do I think we need to have locks on our guns so our kids don't get a hold of them? Yes, fine. Do I think we should have background checks so that more lunatics with guns don't get, or more lunatics don't get their hands on guns? Yes, we know lunatics will still get their hands on guns, but you need to be able to defend yourself. And I know a few of you martial arts purists out there say, oh, no, you should be able to defend yourself with your hands. Well, you know what? Over the course of a fight, a knife can be pulled out just like that. And I am under the impression that you should be able to pull out a gun. If nothing else, to scare him. And if he still attacks you, shoot the prick! When did this become so taboo? Oh, right, when the media took hold of another case and sensationalized it. What do you guys think about gun rights, and especially after the Trayvon Martin? You've already heard what I have to say about gun rights in the previous video, but do you think that this Trayvon Martin thing changes it all? Do you think one sensationalized case out of hundreds of shootings that happen in this country weekly should change the Castle Doctrine and should change the Stand Your Ground law? I want to know what you have to say, because this seems to be a very hot-button issue now. I say leave the fucking things alone and start defending yourselves. Have a good day, folks.